you have arrived here having traveled physical distance, but you also carry the journeys of your communities, the elders whose stories you represent, the youth whose futures are at stake, the landscapes that are changing, the traditions that are adapting. You carry these and you've brought them here to share and reflect on today. So over the next 3 days, let this be a collective journey, a journey of learning and a journey of connection. May we leave here not with stronger networks and clearer agendas, but also with a renewed conviction that addressing non-economic loss and damage is not a peripheral climate action. It is central to climate action. It is human and it is urgent.
Is your greatest hope or expectation of yourself?
Nimechora mchoro huu kutoka Isiolo County ambaye ni Asal area. Wakati jua inachomoza iko kali zaidi, matawi ya miti huwa inamwagika na ikimwagika miti unakauka. Tuko na seasonal river NELD. Wakati mwingi sana wakati tuko na seasonal river tunaumia kwa sababu hatuna mahali pa kuweka mifugo ama ya kunywa maji na pia kupata mipato ya uchumi.
My illustration depicts the virtual people who are known as pygmies, but then also the shortest people in the whole world. So in my first drawing before, they would stay in the forest, they would cook, free food, they would do access, they could do hunt, access free meat, and then they could get fruits and vegetables, but then herbs, they were for free, and then they would conserve the forest. They would not burn it, so they would do it sustainably. But then after 1992, when there was forceful eviction without compensation, now in the picture down, they are isolated.
Is our river Nile in South Sudan. So this river, when it comes to the months of around month of July and August, and due to climate impact or action, that river, the water emerge and then it causes flooding. As people are displaced, there is a loss of social cohesion and identity.
It's like power, hand. It's a picture with a hand. Because in the Pacific, we rely a lot on oral traditions, and our ancestors and our elders are fast disappearing, and so there's a rush for us to document these stories before they passed on, and navigating the challenges of also getting sacred and very taboo stories that can be stored for the next generation.
Sur mon dessin, j'ai dessiné un grand cœur. Et pour moi, ce cœur est brisé. Et ce cœur, pour moi, représente NELD. C'est un cœur brisé. Alors, moi, je dis que NELD est au cœur de la communauté. NELD au cœur de la communauté. Alors, NELD est venu réparer ce cœur brisé. Je pense que vous êtes en train de voir. Vous verrez ici, nous, chez FESO, nous sommes décidés de préserver des semences naturelles, donc des semences paysannes.
Ni lake Baringo ambayo mahali ninatoka. Ile floods yote imetuchukua huko kwa lake yetu, imetusukuma mpaka mahali tulikuwa tunaishi, tumetoka hapo, mamiti zimepotea. Mali kama ng'ombe, mbuzi na kondoo wamekosa nyasi. Nyasi imepotea kwa sababu ya maji. Hiyo mali yetu yote imepunguka, imekuwa kidogo.
What I've drawn here, not to scare you too much with my picture of a person, but I was trying to represent arts, culture, heritage, and antiquities, which for me as an Indian South African who is 5 generations down, I can tell you that I can't speak any of my mother tongue languages. and I actually really have been trying to reconnect with my culture.
Yes, so I've drawn a mic here, which is government warning of people to move to higher grounds. And there's a woman carrying a child whose wheelchair has been washed away. Then heavy rains, there's a downpour. So just wondering, how is this woman supposed to go to that place of higher ground if they are not able to access in the first place? I was able to draw a house, the mother of the house who has albinism, and then a little child. So these people represent a family that is malnourished due to lack of food. There is famine, a lot of famine in that family, because the mother with albinism cannot undergo the lot of sunshine to actually grow crops for food in the house. So there is also a lot of food insecurity and also domestic violence, whereby the mother is not able to provide for the little child. Thank you.
I look at the tree, and if that tree vanished, I'd be really, really sad.
So this is supposed to be an elephant, and we're supposed to have domestic animals on the other side, and these are logs that have been cut. So the area where we come from, the Masai Mara, we have this coexistence between human beings, wildlife, and domestic animals. And here we have the Mara River on this side. Then down here we have a Manyata. Then we have an elder who is passing knowledge to young kids. And in that community, we've always had a situation whereby they've always known what they're supposed to do. They've always known how to conserve their animals. They've always known how to protect their land and everything.
I've drawn a Manyata here and a modern house here. This is where we have lost the culture, our culture. And also I have drawn here, down here, maybe two people, adults and some children here. A long time before, we have elders having talk with the kids, but nowadays we don't have those talks. Then again, I have drawn down here the vegetation, the trees, and here we have bare land where we have lost the vegetation and we have a lot of bare land.
So learning is not just training. Some people might conflate the two. They're like, oh, learning is when you are training or teaching and people are learning. That is, it's not necessarily what we mean by learning. And I know many of you in your table discussions, having overheard a little bit, know that and are already practicing that. It's not just training. So we see learning as a process. So reflecting on experience, making sense of what is happening, adjusting what we do, so adapting as we are seeing, oh, that's coming through, that's what's actually happening, then we adjust what we do, and then sharing what it is we discover.
In NELD, in our learning, we were able to bring back a lot of this traditional knowledge. You know, how we've always interacted with the environment, how we've always take but also replenish, how we did not just extract, and how women make decisions in meeting houses, and it wasn't just the men alone. Because NELD is always about cultural preservation. So we said we can't dismiss, but we can pick and choose which cultural elements in our different cultures that can enrich this model.
So over to all of you in your tables, we have rapporteurs at the table capturing notes, and we will have the rapporteurs and either Patimo or Brian will be at this table up front, who will then take a few minutes to report back to plenary.
use of indigenous language and knowledge, and through this, we can be able to observe the birds, the intestines, and also the aspect of the transfer of knowledge. And then we have the use of arts approaches, and the acting brings people to reality. And we can use some of the local artists and different poems, music, and singing.
Partnership approach. This comes whereby you need to nurture sustainability, and the people need to have ownership of these projects. So you have to partner with the locals, partner with the community, so that they can feel that they own these projects for it to be sustainable and to run over time. And awareness is created through radio programs, calling for meetings, and also creating pamphlets for everyone to understand the issues.
It's about participating in, or rather guiding communities in identifying their needs, visioning their futures, and developing their pathways to attaining that future. By being able to participate and provide alternative solutions, but instead of coming in at it from a perspective of, coming in from the perspective of you have the solutions, but rather using an approach that fosters and encourages the learning and the lessons to emerge from the discussions and the participation of the local, the communities.
Oof, that actually feels quite good. We should do this more often. So if you feel like getting up, you can always glance at the screen and see which topic is at which table.
Because they help too. And then we are also interested in learning the strategy of the NELD kits, and then mental health and NELD.
The NELD kit is we gave women the seed. We gave them the seed, the groups, the seed. This seed, it's a group organized. We give the group, and then the group will decide what to do with the money. One, there are those who are now doing it as microfinance, and they've given a timeline of 3 years. They will not share out the money. They will not do the money with anything, but they will make sure that they do business with the money.
The first awareness we do is with the community. And when you're reaching out to the community, you first start with the families of those persons with disabilities. Because if they're accepted at the family level, then they can be accepted at the community level.
We have those refugees from Sudan, they're citizens of Sudan as a country, who are running away from war in their country, coming into South Sudan. And remember, even from historical point of view, Sudan used to be colonizers of South Sudan, kind of. Now you are running away from home, coming to the junior kind of country. That in itself is traumatizing.
Systemic change starts from mindset shift and leadership coherence.
Meaningful engagement of communities in NELD yields authentic results, ownership, and learning.
Storytelling. Documentation is important for any activities for evidence.
As much as we're pushing for global policy change, the authenticity from the grassroots level matters.
Traditional knowledge is very key in an economic loss and damage adaptation because it uses local practices such as predicting seasons for planting, preserving of local seeds that don't require chemical spray.
Learning is part of resilience.
diversity is a key factor in economic building and organization sustainability.
The way that we are doing things, I've also learned new skills here. So I will go also and add what I have learned from here to be able to implement our program.
Take it to the communities, practice the way we have been taught, because today we are carrying a lot of approaches back to our communities, and let's use it.
Wanajaribu kutusaidia hata wale wenye hawasikii Kiingereza na wale hawaelewi wanaongea lugha yao, mnajaribu kwa kila mbinu ili tupate kuelewa yale yanayoendelea hapa.
Really massive thanks for being so welcoming and letting me join your space, and also for all the conversations that I've had with everybody. I've learned something from every single person that I've spoken to in the last few days.
Different partner organizations are unique in their own ways, and this cross-learning will really contribute to new innovations and ideas that we have picked and will be able to replicate in our organizations.
Those are great lessons that are going to help us reflect on what we are doing and how best we can incorporate some of the things that we've learned here.
The power that is in the village saving groups, and I've really acquired more knowledge on how to manage those groups.
I would like us to keep in touch through the WhatsApp group so that we keep sharing that knowledge.
It aligns very well with our disability, gender, environment and climate change nexus.
The true value of what we've learned here does not lie on what we have learned, but in how we are going to apply the knowledge that has been acquired in this place.
We all have unique challenges, but some communities are going through a really difficult situation than us.
This has been a true learning exchange. I've even learned about learning. So that is like learning squared.
I thought it was going to be a lot of PowerPoint presentations, but I realized that the knowledge is within the members here, and so I've really learned a lot.
The sharings that were shared here, some of them will be taken immediately. For example, giving extra special attention to people with disabilities across. You know, floods come affect all of us, but then it's worse to the people with disabilities.
Pour moi, je dirais que je suis vraiment satisfaite de la matière qu'on a eu à traiter ici. Nous avons eu à beaucoup découvrir, comme moi par exemple, je ne connaissais pas les peuples Maasai, mais j'ai découvert que quelque part dans le monde existe ce peuple-là Maasai qui ont une culture admirable. J'ai beaucoup aimé. À mon retour au pays, j'irai parler à la communauté des Maasai. Quand je me souviens, en 2024, j'étais de passage à Nairobi. Je faisais souvent des tours au marché de Maasai. Je voyais juste, nous admirons ce qu'ils font, mais je ne connaissais pas les peuples Maasai. Jusqu'à ce qu'on arrive là, on échange et j'apprends de leur culture. En tout cas, je suis très contente et je suis reconnaissante pour cette opportunité que vous m'avez offerte.
I could say all my doubts about NELD have been cleared simply because I have been able to actually get to understand the difference between economic and non-economic.
I would like to thank everyone in the room for showing up, for being present, for sharing your experiences, your ideas, your thoughts, your suggestions, your knowledge. The NELD journey is a long one to walk, and one that is better walked, not alone. Thank you for making time to be with us away from your families, your commitments, your jobs, and we hope we shall get another chance to meet again in person. Thank you.